And it says, is there a place with thick vegetation, very mauka on Oahu, where it would be allowed to run an Airbnb or a Mr. B&B, where there would be a good pool or space for a pool, where the town would find it okay for LGBT visitors to stay? I need to live on Oahu if I move to Hawaii because I need bi-weekly maintenance treatment for blood cancer. Actually, I would prefer the island of Hawaii, but from what I have read, the hospitals there do not have specialists. So let's take this as a sort of a two-part kind of a question. First, Scott, can you hit this one first? Looking for Airbnb Mauka on the Mauka. When Rob here Lopaka is saying Mauka in Hawaiian is mountain. So I'm assuming that, Rob, you're talking about a mountain sort of a place. So Scott, how would you respond if he's looking for, if Lopaka here is looking for an Airbnb or Mr. B&B place on Oahu in the mountains?
Yeah, I mean, if he's pretty much referring to a single family home, and the single family home side is going to be either residential or ag zoning, country zoning, and none of those fit the Airbnb bill at this point. It's basically resort zoned, and it's been the Airbnb portion or vacation home rental portion is restricted more or less to resort zoned, which is going to be condo in Waikiki or on one of the resort properties such as Turtle Bay, Ko'olina. And even then, there's some restrictions the association had put in. So you get into the residential areas, they're not allowed. You can do the ADU, which is an accessory dwelling unit, but then your minimum 6-month rental on that portion. Or if you are in residential, it's minimum 30-day rentals. Unless you can find an already existing bed and breakfast with the license that they've been carrying since like 1980 something, I can't remember the exact year, but they cut off that date way back then, and they had to carry that license all the way through, and there's only like 3 or 4 of them that I know of, and they never come on the market.
So really that whole the Airbnb question on Oahu is fraught with landmines. Now, we've touched about this topic earlier. It's fraught with landmines. I think I recall the example you gave a while ago was the Ala Moana Hotel. There's even the Ala Moana Hotel says you can only do vacation rentals, but the county laws say you can't do vacation rentals. So there's like almost a conflict going on. So it's a mess. Now, Rob here gave his reason for Oahu because of his medical treatments, and I'm sorry to hear about that, Rob. I wish you well. Keep you in my prayers. Dylan, let's just kind of hit the medical issues aside, or maybe if you want to talk about that too. If someone was looking for like an Airbnb along the lines of what Rob was talking about, Airbnb sort of place in the mountains on the Big Island, what would be your response?
Well, the Big Island vacation rental bill is a little bit different, and you may be able to figure it out. You would have to do a hosted rental, though. So you would either have to live in the property and then rent out portions of it, or have a caretaker live on it and rent out portions of it, whether it be just bedrooms or maybe you have an upstairs, downstairs type situation. So if you're looking at mountain living, you're definitely better off looking probably on Maui or the Big Island, because Oahu doesn't have as many high elevation type communities, unless you're just looking to be up the ridge a little bit. But still, the elevation isn't as high as you get on the Big Island. So there definitely could be some options depending on your situation. You just do want to be careful about it, because there are landmines all over the place with short-term rentals, and you do want some very informed expert advice before you make a decision on a property.